Well, it's May 19th, and I'm getting close to getting my project done. The mulch is all out of the garden, and the rocks are delivered. I'm going to get those in today. I've taken the row covers off all the beds, and the framing and the rebar posts. So that's done today. Gonna get the rocks in and put the fence up, and then I'm done with a major part of the work. But getting that mulch out and putting these rocks into the non-bed area is the big project for this year, the big change to the garden. And I got a few little tweaks that I'm doing. I'll go over those with you right now. One of my projects this year was doing some interplanting. So I've planted lettuce, radishes, I think some spinach in there maybe, and peppers. This is my hot pepper bed. You see, I've gotten some really nice radishes down in here. I'm going to pick these out because they're kind of shading out my pepper plants. All my peppers are in here. I put all this stuff in the ground April 20th and then threw the row covers over it. So this lettuce is 4 weeks old. Radishes are in here for a month. These are my French breakfast radishes here. You can say that one's about 2.5, 3 inches long. Anyway, but I'm gonna have to pick this lettuce because you see I've got peppers in the middle of this. I don't want them being crowded out. Excuse my finger. So I'm gonna cut that lettuce out today. I'll show you what I've done here. I put this lettuce in at the same time. Now I've already done a cut of this, and if you watch Curtis Stone, he's a urban gardener up in Canada. Anyway, check out his YouTube channel because he's really doing a great job and he's really informative with his information and how he does things. But he gets 3, maybe sometimes 4 cuts out of his lettuce. He cuts it when it's still immature, not very tall, maybe 4 or 5 inches. And he'll cut it, and he'll cut it again maybe a week to 10 days later, and just keep harvesting it until he's done with it, and then pulls it out and plants something else. You see my radishes are there too. Got good radishes. So this is what you get after about 4 weeks. And this is my tomato bed. Last year I had 64 plants. This year I'm only doing, I don't know, 22 I think it is. So, but that's what I worked on today. Getting these beds uncovered, and I'm going to get these rocks out of here now too, and get them laid down. Here are my peas, and I've got kale, and then on the front here I've planted radishes, and then I had some lettuce that was transplants that I put out, and I put them 6 inches apart, which is the recommended spacing after thinning, and I'm not doing that anymore. But so I harvested that. I cut some of that out, and it's regrowing. But I'm going to pull that out pretty soon because I've planted some more lettuce, a couple rows of lettuce down here, and I'm just going to get that and do the same thing with this lettuce that I'm doing over there in that other bed. This is my other 6-foot bed. I've got green beans and peas. Now these peas are only going to get a couple feet tall, but this is what I used this year. I decided to use chicken wire on this with the electrical conduit piping. So I just attached it with some zip ties, and maybe in a couple, 3 weeks or so they'll be grown all the way and start getting some peas on there. And I did that with both of these beds. But the wiring is pretty sturdy, and it's about half the price of nylon netting. And so I decided to go with that and see how it works. And here's my carrots. Carrots are coming up nicely. These were planted about April 20th as well, and then I just threw the row cover over them and let them go. But I've got a couple of thin spots in here, you can see. But you know, it's the way it goes. But I'm probably 40 days away from being able to harvest these, maybe less, maybe just a month. And then I think I'm putting beets in here after that. And here are my green beans. I did something different this year. I've normally plant them 4 inches apart. That's what the package says to do, 4 inches. I put them 3 inches apart. I'm going to see if I can improve my yield. So they've come up pretty good. Now in this box I raised it, I put a 2x8 on here to raise the height of the bed over the winter. And then I filled it with all that stuff that I sifted out of that mulch that I dug up from this garden. So that's a lot of organic material. It's not really dirt, but it's working pretty good so far. So we'll see how this turns out. As always, if this information is helpful for you, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.